Good morning, afternoon or evening. I'm English Upstart with FNN, where we use lies to tell the truth. First off, our top story. London Mayor Sadiq Khan has announced today a ban on narwhal tusks after the incident in December on London Bridge when Darren Frost claimed the life of a young jihadi killing infidels to feed his starving family. Mayor Khan was quoted as saying, "We must not allow the gammons any kind of instrument which might be used in an Islamophobic, terrorist-phobic, self-defense-based attack." He then added that the tusk was a particularly offensive weapon as it renders the typical jihadi tools of knives and acid ineffective due to its impressive reach. Alongside the ban, the mayor also announced the Young Jihadi program, whereby young offenders radicalized in British prisons by extremist Muslim gangs will be given the opportunity to reject traditional destructive Western habits like hard work and respect for others, and will instead be taught how to kill the English and truly become part and parcel of living in a big city. Moving on, our top story. The mainstream media are up in arms after certified absolute Chad Kyle Rittenhouse was found not guilty of murder on account of there literally being a video of him acting entirely in self-defense. One reporter for The Guardian was quoted as saying, "First they allow Hispanic lifeguards putting out fires to defend themselves from pedos trying to murder them. Next they'll want us to stop noncing in the first place. Where will it end?" Where indeed. Now our top story. We were going to show a clip of the Select Committee from the European Department on Censorship, but I've just been informed by the committee that we aren't actually allowed to because someone in it says fuck. So instead, our top story. The BBC have come under fire once more due to their consistent involvement in child sex abuse scandals. After yet another employee was found to have nonced for years without repercussion, former spokesperson for the department Simi Javel said, "You think you know a guy, and he goes and does something like that." Further north, our top story. In order to appeal to the growing numbers of American Bernie Sanders supporting teenagers moving to the UK to get free university, the SNP will be rebranding as the Scottish National Socialist Party. Alongside the name change, their logo has also been changed from what was, they surmised, too close to a noose. Rather than charge themselves with a hate crime for their threatening, transphobic logo, they have instead opted for this rather smart-looking number, which they assure us will have absolutely no associations with hate. When asked to comment, SNSP member Hamza Yusuf responded, "Edward the Longshanks was right. He did not elaborate." In other news, our top story. The reason for a number of quite authoritarian and socialist Tory policies became apparent earlier today when it was revealed that Boris Johnson has for the past 2 years actually been Jeremy Corbyn in a silly wig. In a statement, the former Labour leader said, "And I would have gotten away with it too, if it weren't for those meddling Jews." The real Boris Johnson was found gagged and bound in Diane Abbott's house, permanently traumatised and missing vital organs, but otherwise unharmed. And now our top story. Since President Biden's disastrous withdrawal from Afghanistan, the regional governments have been overthrown by the Taliban, who have just been awarded the Jessica Valenti Intersectional Feminism Award for Diversity for having a 100% diverse staff. As you can see, not one straight white male among them. However, it's not all positive news on the progressive side in Afghanistan. When asked if the Taliban government would be a bastion for women's rights, a spokesperson for the group responded, "Ha, ha 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 ha, 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 ha ha." In other news, our top story. The Archbishop of Canterbury has received praise from the transgender community for a new loophole designed to help self-hating Christian homosexuals. The accolades stem from his announcement that if they are disgusted by their own sexuality, one of the gays can in fact identify as a straight female, and God will have no problem with it. To international affairs now, our top story. When asked by our political correspondent what the government's position on recent Chinese aggression in Taiwan is, President Biden is reported to have replied, "What?" According to eyewitness reports, the president then walked away in search of ice cream, or perhaps they suggested a small child. A White House secretary then gave a brief statement on behalf of the president in which Biden's position became more clear.
现在我有冰淇淋，我很喜欢冰淇淋，但是速度与激情就比冰淇淋速度与激情就我最喜欢。
And finally, our top story. The smartest child in the world, Chinese kid, was quoted as saying, "Don't believe everything you see on the internet, and subscribe to English Upstart. Like and share this video on social media." Wise words. Until next time.